Hello everybody, my name is Ilya.
And my name is Tyler. Together we make up Kovray, a couple that loves to play board games.
And today we'll be teaching you how to play Into the Machine.
Into the Machine is a 2 to 5 player game designed by Casper Lap and published by AEG, who helps sponsor this video.
Now this is a prototype, and the components you see in this game may be subject to change. But with all that said, let's go to the table and let's learn how to play. As always, you'll begin by setting up. Place the game board in the center of your play area, choosing a side that corresponds to your player count. If you're playing with 2 to 3 players, place the overlay board based on your player count on the top of the game board. You'll then shuffle each stack of the terminal cards and deal them face up on the game board, making sure to match the type of cards to corresponding locations. Next, each player will choose a color and take their complete set of bots in that color. You'll begin with 1 square, 2 triangle, and 5 circle bots in your active supply. Grab a storage box or lid to use as your inactive supply box for the remainder of your bots. Note, in a 5-player game, each player will start with an additional 1 triangle bot. Next, you'll choose someone to be the first player. They'll place one of their circle bots from their active supply into the machine on the space numbered 1. In clockwise order, the next player will place one of their active circle bots in space 2, and so on. You'll then shuffle the power deck and place it in the power card spot. Lastly, each player will draw power cards depending on their turn order. The first and second player will each draw 1 card, third and fourth player will each draw 2, and if playing with 5 players, the 5th player in turn order will draw 3 cards. Each player will receive a set of reference cards, and you're now ready to play. Into the Machine, you'll command a team of bots racing for glory after hours in the factory. Each turn, you'll assign pit crew bots to terminals on the board, and optionally play power cards to move, upgrade, and deploy your circle bots into the machine. Circle bots will race to the right, where they can be upgraded into stronger pit crew or transformed into Hex Bots. Hex Bots then race left towards the Leader Podium. The game ends when a player pulls ahead, either by being the first to place 2 Hex Bots onto the Leader Podium before anyone else, or if others are already there, by being the first to place 3. This game is played in turns. Each turn you'll take a terminal action, optionally play 1 power card before or after your terminal action, and pass to the next player. Let's go over each of these steps. Terminal actions. During your turn, you must take one of the 3 terminal actions. A terminal card action, a terminal junction action, or a terminal take home action. Let's start with terminal card actions. You can take a terminal card action by placing bots onto terminal cards on the main board. There are 3 different types of bots you can place on terminal cards. The more sides the bot has, the more powerful that they are. Now this matters because there are 3 levels of terminal cards on the board. Each terminal card will indicate which bots you may place on the card to take the action. How do you place bots? Well, when first placing onto the terminal card to take the action when no bots are present, you may place 1 bot of a type that matches the card to take the action of the card. However, if bots are already present, either your own or your opponent's, you'll need to place a stack of bots that is 1 higher than the current highest stack. When placing stacks, you can mix and match bot types as long as all of the bot types match the ones listed on the terminal card. After placing bots onto the terminal card, you'll take the corresponding action. We'll talk about these in a moment. Now, instead of taking a terminal card action, you can take a terminal junction action. These are stationed between terminal action cards and can be unlocked as soon as you have your own bots on both of the adjacent cards. When you do, you can take this action. To take it, you'll need to play 1 bot matching the shape and then proceed by taking both the adjacent actions on the terminal cards. You may choose the order in which you resolve the actions, and multiple players may take the same terminal action if it is unlocked to them. Additionally, you cannot place a bot on the terminal junction action where you already have a bot. Lastly, you can take the terminal take home action. You're not required to place any bots to take this action, and you can take this action on any of your turns regardless of how many bots you have in your active supply. You will announce that you're taking this action and collect all of the bots from the game board terminals. Your bots in the machine, though, will stay where they are. Additionally, you'll add 1 circle bot from your inactive supply to your active supply if you have one available. If you don't, you can still take the action, you just will not add additional circle bots to your supply. Now those are the 3 types of terminal actions you can take. Again, before or after taking one of these actions, you can additionally and optionally play 1 power card from your hand to take its action. Now before we go into what all the actions do on the game board and on the power cards, let's take a look at the machine. Here, you'll take actions moving your circle bots to the right in order to transform them into hex bots and race the hex bots back to the left off the board in order to meet one of the two win conditions. Now how do you do all of this? Well, you'll move, upgrade, and enter bots into the machine by taking various terminal actions. Let's go over each of them. You can follow along using your reference card where you can find each of these actions. Let's start with the move actions. These terminal cards will grant you movement in the machine, either moving your circle bots to the right or your hex bots to the left. Every spot in the machine can only be occupied by one bot. Let's quickly talk terminology. The machine will have spots and spaces. A spot refers to a location which bots can occupy. Spots can both be occupied by a bot or not be occupied. Spaces are specifically an unoccupied spot in the machine track. Why is this important? Well, a card can instruct you to move one bot 2 spaces, meaning you'll only count unoccupied spots when moving, skipping over any spots that are occupied by other bots. Now, when you reach the rightmost space with your circle bot, you'll return to the supply and choose what it upgrades into. It can become a hex bot. You'll take a hex bot from the supply and put it into the hex box. It's now ready to make its way back to the left side of the board. Instead of upgrading it to a hex bot, you can instead draw 3 power cards. You may even play one of these right away if you have not yet played a power card this turn. Last thing we'll mention here is that there's no limit of how many hex bots can be placed in the hex box. And bots in the hex box are not considered to be on the track yet, meaning you cannot use the catch up action to catch up to them, but more of that in a moment. Now when the hex bots move all the way off the board on the left, they'll enter the Leader Podium. The first bot to do this of each player will grant all players, including the player who triggered this, a power card. The second and third hex bots will be placed above your first placed hex bot. Again, placing hex bots on the Leader Podium is how you will win the game. Now, how do you get circle bots into the machine, you may ask? Well, you can use the actions on these terminal cards. Let's take a look at the silver entry point for example. When taking this action, you'll place a circle bot from your supply onto the silver entry point. If the silver entry point is occupied, you'll place the bot in the next unoccupied space to the left of the silver entry point. Now, if all those spaces are full, you'll need to place them in the next empty space on the conveyor belt queue. When in the conveyor belt queue, circle bots will need to either wait in the queue until you take a move action with that bot, or they will automatically move if the leftmost space becomes empty. Additionally, there is no limit to how many bots can be in the conveyor belt queue. Now when in the machine, instead of racing, you can upgrade your circle bots. These actions will grant you the ability to upgrade your circle bots. When upgrading, you'll move your circle bot up and take the corresponding upgrade action. You'll always first return the circle bot to your inactive supply, and then either take a triangle or square bot from your inactive supply and place them in your active supply, and or draw power cards. Let's quickly go over a few other actions you'll see. This one will grant you 2 circle bots from your inactive supply, ready to be used on future turns. This one will let you hop one of your bots 3 spots. It will hop over 2 spots, ignoring whether or not they are occupied. If the space you land on is occupied, you'll slide to the next unoccupied space. This action lets you catch up. You'll slide your bot across unoccupied spaces towards the closest bot ahead of it on the track. You must have a bot in front of your bot to take this action. And, as a reminder, hex bots in the hex box are not on the track and cannot be caught up to by circle bots on the track. You can find a lot of these actions on power cards as well, which can be used before or after the terminal action you take. You can only play 1 power card per turn, but you can have any number of power cards in your hand. Now there is a power card in this game that will grant you the ability to ignore stacks on your turn, meaning you can choose to play this card before taking a terminal card action, and place 1 single bot of the corresponding type to take the action on the card, regardless of all the bots you and other players have played on this card. And that's generally all the actions you'll see. Keep an eye on terminology throughout the game. You'll want to pay attention to where the bots will come from, whether they're from your inactive supply or active supply, and the and or symbols throughout the cards. After finishing your turn, you'll pass to the next player by saying ding ding. You'll continue playing, taking turns, choosing actions, and racing your bots until someone wins. A player wins the race by being the first to place 2 Hex Bots on the Leader Podium before anyone else, or if other players already have Hex Bots there, by being the first to place 3.
And that's Into the Machine.
Do you have any questions? Leave them in the comments down below and we'll get back to you as soon as we can.
And of course, if you found this video helpful, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button if you're new here, because we love talking and teaching board games.
And hit that little bell, because then you know when other videos come out and we can all partake in the joy of board gaming. Now for our question of the day, if you had one robot to help you in any daily chore or task, what would it be?
Dishes, maybe?
For me, it'd be a little robot that brings me a latte
Coffee,
every morning. It'd be so nice to wake up to a little latte.
Or meals in general, that would be fun.
Oh, a cooking robot. That reminds me of the Jetsons.
Yeah, or Fantastic Four, the new one.
Oh, true. Well, thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you
in the next one. Bye!